Greetings from our channel again. The classic figure of French cinema is Catherine Deneuve, a woman with golden flowing hair and beautiful yet piercing eyes. As the inspiration for renowned designers such as Yves Saint Laurent, she epitomizes timeless beauty in addition to elegance. However, what is hidden below that immaculate facade? A disobedient lover who isn't scared to defy all social expectations. A powerful figure who participated in contentious movements. And a woman who lived her entire life negotiating the bright spotlight and the shadowy corners that few people ever saw. Why is Catherine Deneuve considered a legend? In the face of stardom, how did she persevere despite sorrow and loss? Her 80-year journey is more than just a celebrity's tale, but a mirror that reflects the human spirit's intricacy and tenacity. Let's enter Catherine Deneuve's mysterious realm, where light and shadow blend together to create stories of intense passion and a remarkable life. Born in Paris, France, on October 22, 1943, Catherine Fabienne Dorly came from a family of well-known artists. She was raised with a passion for the arts by her parents, performers Maurice Dorleek and Renée Simonnot. Her mother had a successful career in theater and as a voice actress for Hollywood movies, while her father worked in radio and movies. The oldest sister, Françoise Dorleek, was a gifted actress with a bright future, while Catherine was the third of four sisters. Catherine's first artistic inspiration was Françoise. But Françoise died in a terrible vehicle accident in 1967, leaving Catherine's heart forever scarred with grief. Despite growing up in the spotlight, Catherine had aspirations of becoming an archaeologist or interior designer. However, when she left her Catholic school at the age of 12 to seek a new career in acting, her youthful goals changed. She made her cinematic debut shortly after, landing her first part in the 1957 movie Les Collégiennes. Catherine was a young girl in her early days on set, innocent but driven. She subsequently revealed that learning and tenacity through smaller assignments were the keys to success, which didn't happen immediately. She learned from these early encounters that filmmaking was more than just a career. Stories with a lot of emotion could be told through it. Catherine had a strong foundation as the daughter of an artist, but her success was not entirely attributable to her ancestry. She became an iconic figure in French cinema, surpassing all early expectations with her self-made efforts and tenacity. When she was 13 years old, Catherine Deneuve made her acting debut in the 1957 movie Les Collégiennes. She was merely an inquisitive small child at the time, looking for chances to grow and discover her abilities. Catherine eventually became more involved in the film industry, playing small parts in French productions, thanks to the influence of her parents and particularly her sister, Françoise Dorleek. Although her name had not yet gained prominence, these first steps exposed her to the spotlight and the professional work atmosphere. Her performance in Jacques Demy's Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, or The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, in 1964 was Catherine's big break. All of the dialogue in this unusual movie was sung, making it more than just a musical. It's interesting to note that Catherine first turned down the part because she thought her vocal skills weren't good enough. But with his innovative methods, Jacques Demy persuaded her that her capacity to express emotions was more important than the sound of her voice. By way of her performance, Catherine played Geneviève Emery in the movie, a young lady caught between duty and love. Viewers all throughout the world were moved by the heartwarming tale of love between Geneviève and the young soldier boy. Interestingly, the film's vivid colors in each frame reflected the protagonist's optimism, agony, and resignation while also having emotional overtones. Catherine made Geneviève a memorable character with her elegant elegance and expressive gaze. Les Parapluies de Cherbourg's extraordinary success propelled Catherine's reputation outside of France. The movie was nominated for an Oscar and took home the Palme d'Or at the 1964 Cannes Film Festival. Surprisingly, she was hailed as the new face of European cinema by worldwide directors within weeks of its publication. Les Parapluies de Cherbourg was more than just a career achievement, it was a watershed in Catherine Deneuve's reputation. She swiftly went from being a little-known young actress to becoming a representation of French sophistication and beauty, a persona of depth, intrigue, and grace. This accomplishment cemented her place as one of the world's greatest movie stars and opened the door for her legendary future roles. After making her debut in Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, Catherine Deneuve quickly established herself with a string of memorable parts. Every performance contributed to the mosaic that was her extraordinary career, which spanned more than 60 years. She collaborated with renowned filmmakers like François Truffaut, Louise Buñuel, and Roman Polanski, whose backstories are just as intriguing as her on-screen personas. Catherine played a young woman with schizophrenia in Roman Polanski's film Repulsion. It was really difficult because she had to use very little dialogue to portray the character's mental collapse. She once disclosed that she was able to relate to the play strongly because of her loneliness while residing in London throughout the filming process. Catherine transformed Repulsion into a classic psychological horror film with her eerie stare and complex facial gestures, signifying a turning point in her acting development. She went one step further 2 years later with Louise Buñuel's 1967 work Belle de Jour. Catherine, portraying a young housewife living a double life as a devoted wife by day and a prostitute by night, captured the character's inner turmoil with remarkable accuracy. In addition to creating controversy because of its daring topics, the movie solidified her reputation as the personification of mysterious beauty. It's interesting to note that the Yves Saint Laurent outfits created for her role not only served to highlight her dualism but also strengthened Catherine's position as the designer's leading inspiration. Catherine's artistic career peaked in the 1980s. She received the coveted César Award for her performance as Marion Steiner in La Dernière Métro, 1980. The movie, which was set during World War II, showed Catherine as a strong actress who protected her husband and their theater from Nazi rule. Her standing as a pillar of French cinema was reaffirmed by the performance, which demonstrated her deep emotional depth. Indochine, 1992, in which Catherine portrayed a French woman negotiating the turmoil of colonial Vietnam, was another high point in her career. She was nominated for a coveted Academy Award for the performance, showcasing her range as an actress. Later, Catherine revealed that she was motivated to give the character realism and emotional nuance by the stunning scenery of Vietnam. Catherine also took up bold roles, like that of the bisexual vampire in The Hunger, 1983, a movie that attracted international Gothic notice. She demonstrated that age could not lessen her star power by continuing to work with well-known directors like Emmanuel Burkett in Standing Tall, 2015, and Lars von Trier in Dancer in the Dark, 2000. Throughout her 6 decades in the arts, Catherine Deneuve has acted in over 100 films, each of which has redefined her acting skills. In addition to her extraordinary talent, she is a representation of French grace and elegance. From difficult parts to her work with Yves Saint Laurent. Not only has Catherine made a lasting impact on film, but she has also served as a link between fashion and art. In addition to being the narrative of an actress, Catherine Deneuve is also the story of a woman who, in order to achieve the highest level of achievement, dared to question prejudices and take on obstacles head-on. She is a living example of how passion, talent, and bravery can cut across all barriers and leave an enduring legacy in the annals of international film. In addition to being the cold symbol of French cinema, Catherine Deneuve is the subject of dramatic and contentious personal tales. Love, sorrow, and bold decisions are all intertwined throughout her life to form a complex yet alluring picture that is reminiscent of a story. Roger Vadim was the director with whom Catherine had her first meaningful relationship. In defiance of social expectations, Catherine left her family home to live with Vadim, who was about 20 years her senior, when she was just 17 years old. Vadim proposed marriage to Catherine after the birth of their son Christian, but Catherine firmly refused, declaring that marriage was not for her. As soon as insurmountable problems surfaced, their relationship dissolved. Following Vadim, Catherine married British photographer David Bailey for the first time in 1965. Mick Jagger was the best man at their wedding, which attracted attention despite missing the typical romanticism. But after only a year, the marriage disintegrated. Later on, Catherine acknowledged that the opportunity to learn English was the most beneficial thing she received from the relationship. Catherine's engagement with Italian actor Marcello Mastroianni was one of her most well-known and significant partnerships. On a movie set, they first met. And their passionate affair swiftly blossomed from their deep chemistry. In order to pursue Catherine, Marcello, who was previously married, even got a divorce. Despite their close relationship and daughter, Chiara, Catherine turned down Marcello's proposal of marriage. Like a romance movie with an unresolved finale, their relationship had a profound effect on both of them. Despite their eventual split, Marcello once admitted that Catherine was the lady he would always remember. There are also many fascinating incidents from Catherine's personal life. Her alleged romance with Alain Delon during the production of Policeman, 1972, for example, proved to be really a marketing gimmick. Later, Catherine quipped that Delon was a bad kisser and openly admitted that their affair lasted less than a month. Despite ongoing public rumors that she and actor Gérard Depardieu were romantically involved, she also had a long-standing platonic acquaintance with him. Catherine's appeal was further enhanced by rumors of her relationships with Clint Eastwood, Burt Reynolds, and François Truffaut. At one point, Reynolds said she was the most sophisticated and enigmatic lady he had ever encountered. But schedule conflicts and cultural incompatibilities caused their romance to end quickly. In 2000, there were even rumors that Catherine was seeing a young technician, but she kept her usual secrecy, so the public was left to make their own assumptions. Catherine maintained a private and independent existence in spite of her numerous partnerships. After residing with Canal Plus television creator Pierre Lecour from 1984 to 1991, she remained steadfast in her conviction that her life should not be defined by love or marriage. For Catherine, love meant being free from social constraints. She maintained her enduring mystique and magnetic charm in part because of her daring and determined decisions. Social controversies have also been associated with Catherine's name. She signed in 1971, the 343 Manifesto, which bravely but divisively acknowledged having an illegal abortion as part of their struggle for women's autonomy. When she signed an open letter in 2018 accusing the NACR Me Too movement of turning into a witch hunt, she ignited even more controversy. Although she was criticized for these positions, they also strengthened her reputation as a brave woman who wasn't hesitant to question the status quo. Catherine has established herself in business and fashion outside of the movie industry. In addition to wearing Yves Saint Laurent's creations in iconic movies like Belle de Jour, she was his muse and remained good friends with him for many years. She debuted her own fragrance, Deneuve, in 1986, and it was awarded the Fifi Award in 1987. Her reputation as a versatile artist was cemented when she used her ingenuity to design jewelry, eyewear, shoes, and greeting cards. Catherine has also had legal issues as a public figure. She forced the San Francisco lesbian journal Deneuve to alter its name to Curve in 1995 after suing them for trademark infringement. An intriguing fact is that Isabelle Huppert took Catherine's seat without a reason, in I Heart Huckabees, 2004. These occurrences demonstrate how complicated and fascinating her career is. Catherine's distinct attraction has been aided by her mysterious aura, prudence, and refusal to directly answer rumors. Without ever giving away too much, she has always kept a safe distance from the public to pique their interest. In addition to love and tragedy, Catherine Deneuve's story is about a woman who isn't scared to defy expectations and norms in order to establish her own value. Catherine's health issues as a result of her smoking are one less well-known part of her life. She began smoking when she was 16 years old and continued for decades, occasionally smoking up to 3 packs a day. At one point, Catherine said that cigarettes were an essential part of her existence, even calling them a friend, both in real life and on the set. She tried using hypnosis to stop smoking for the first time in 1985 and was able to do so for more than 10 years. But by the middle of the 1990s, she had relapsed due to psychological changes and work-related stress. In a sardonic remark that reflected her public persona, Catherine acknowledged that she felt less French when she wasn't smoking. When Catherine had a mild stroke while filming De Sans Vivant in 2019, it was a significant turning point. She had to put her career on hold and take her health seriously as a result of the catastrophe. Catherine made the decision to completely stop smoking after receiving encouragement from her family and physicians. This was a life-saving choice that allowed her to recover swiftly and keep her health steady, not just a shift in lifestyle, but also a depiction of France's social and cultural character throughout many years. She was selected as the model for Marianne, France's national emblem, from 1985 to 1989. This was a special accolade that honored her ageless beauty and her representation of the strength and dignity of French women. Her portrayal of Marianne cemented her reputation as a timeless national cultural icon in the eyes of the general people. Numerous distinguished honors have been bestowed upon Catherine over her career. Her roles in Le Dernier Métro, 1980, and Indochine, 1992, earned her 2 César Awards, one of the most coveted accolades in French cinema. The latter made her one of the few French actresses to be recognized in Hollywood, earning her a César and an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. The Lincoln Center presented her with the Chaplin Award, which honors cinematic greats. She has also received praise at important film festivals including Cannes, Venice, and Berlin, where she was acclaimed as a living artistic icon in addition to winning prizes. According to Premiere Magazine's selection of the 100 best performances ever, her performance in Belle du Jour came in at number 59. This is unmistakable proof of her ability to change people and the depth of passion in her acting, which has left a lasting legacy that few can match. Catherine is a fashion and brand icon outside of the movie industry. With her distinctly French elegance, grace, and charm, she not only marketed but also enhanced Chanel No. 5 and Louis Vuitton as its ambassadors. She embodied the ideal fusion of traditional beauty and contemporary style during her participation in Louis Vuitton's Tambour Horizon campaign, which stands out as one particularly memorable moment. Catherine left her effect on social activity and philanthropy as well. She promoted women's rights and the preservation of cinematic history while serving as a UNESCO Goodwill ambassador. She showed her everlasting dedication to moral principles in 2003 when she bravely resigned from this position to protest Angola's candidacy of the contentious billionaire Pierre Falcone. Her remarkable career spanning more than 60 years was further highlighted in 2000 when she received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. With more than 100 films to her credit, Catherine has cultivated a reputation as an actress who is not only gifted but also highly influential in a variety of fields. The legacy of Catherine Deneuve goes beyond honors and distinctions. She is a timeless representation of fortitude, triumphing over hardship, creative vision, and unending humanity. She is more than just a movie star, she is a living example of the human spirit's tenacity and the ability of art to uplift people of all ages. These days, Catherine Deneuve leads a more relaxed and leisurely existence. She used to own the Primard estate, a secret architectural treasure surrounded by tranquil natural beauty, in the French countryside, where she now spends a lot of time. The chateau, which she had bought in 1960 at the age of 20, served as both a getaway and a storehouse of treasured family memories. She shocked the public in 2014 when she sold the property for $5.4 million. She has an estimated net worth of $30 million now, mostly from her lucrative business endeavors and prestigious acting career. Catherine has spent many hours reading, gardening, and enjoying the peaceful charms of rural France in recent years. She still has a strong love for movies, but she now chooses her choices carefully and only takes on complex productions and compelling stories. Her portrayal of a great actress facing her past in The Truth, 2019 was one of her most notable recent roles. Many people believe that the performance is a true representation of Catherine, who is powerful, mysterious, and fearless in the face of adversity. Catherine continues to have a significant impact on fashion and art in addition to her lasting presence on film. She continues to appear at important fashion events as Yves Saint Laurent's longtime muse, reinforcing her classic appeal and legendary position. Today, Catherine Deneuve is more than just a representation of French film, she is a living example of tenacity and creativity. She has shown that genuine riches is found in one's way of life and the priceless legacy one leaves behind, not in material belongings, through her modest yet incredibly significant existence. Beyond her status as a French film legend, Catherine Deneuve is more. She is the epitome of fortitude, tenacity, and the will to overcome hardship. She has experienced a range of emotions throughout her path, from the glittering lights of the movie industry to her personal sorrows, joy, sadness, and healing. In a profession that is always evolving, her indisputable brilliance, steadfast love for the arts, and staunch independence have not only allowed her to survive but also to shine brightly for more than 60 years. Challenges have not vanquished Catherine Deneuve, rather, they have given her iconic portrait more nuance. Her life is a tale of tenacity and reinvention. Her significance goes well beyond her work with great designers or her memorable roles. It serves as evidence of strength and a persistent dedication to her art. As she reflects on her journey, it is important to consider not only her accomplishments but also how she has influenced future generations. Deneuve doesn't only share her narrative. She gives us the opportunity to discover aspects of ourselves there, such as the desire to push boundaries, live aggressively, and accept passion. What about Catherine Deneuve's remarkable life most strikes you? And come along as we continue to examine more motivational tales. To ensure you don't miss any of our next videos, remember to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope to see you again soon.